Hello, my name's Abby. This is my friend Lupo. Hi, Lupo. He's a royal dog, a very special dog. Can I sit down? Do you think that'll be all right? He lives in a castle, an amazing castle. It's pretty big. He's got a couple of friends. Would you like to meet them? Let me see if I can find them. There we are. This is Kitty. She's, well, a bit of a silly cat. She gets herself into trouble all kinds of the time. Yes, she does. She bangs her head. She bumps her head. But thankfully, they have another friend. He's called Herbert. He's a lovely little mouse, but he's very sensible. If ever they have a problem, they can always go and talk to him. He knows absolutely everything about everything. Shall we tell them the story about the missing treasure? The one that you found? I think we should. The story started, it started at school. Lupo was at school listening to his teacher. His teacher was telling them all about the world. Somehow they got onto the subject of treasure. It may have been Jemima, or it might have even been Joe, but either way, they started talking about treasure. Lupo asked the teacher, "Are there any treasures or maps or anything that I can find? Because I'd like to go for a hunt." "Well," said the teacher, "I heard that there was treasure at your home." "Treasure?" said Lupo. "Oh yes, there's treasure hidden in the castle." "Really?" said Lupo. "Treasure in the castle?" He was so excited he raced all the way back to the castle. You did, didn't you? When he got there, he found Kitty. "Guess what? There's treasure in the castle. We've got to find it." Said Kitty, "I think that's a very good idea. But where do we start looking?" "Well, I think we should ask Percy. Percy is the oldest animal here." Percy was a bit of a fuddy-duddy bird, a pigeon. Percy lived on a statue on its head. "Percy, have you seen any treasure? We're looking everywhere for it. Apparently there's lots here in the castle." "Oh, yes," said Percy. "You must be talking about the pirate's treasure." "The pirate's treasure?" said Lupo. "Where?" "Never been found," said Percy. "Nowhere to be found." Said Lupo. "Where do we go now?" Kitty had an idea. "I think we should go to the royal stables. Let's ask the royal queen's horse." "You mean the queen's horse?" said Lupo. "Yeah, that one," said Kitty. They raced as fast as they could all the way off to the stables, and they found the most gentle, beautiful horse. "Hello," said the horse. "How can I be of assistance?" The horse loved having his nose tickled. Lupo gave him a bit of a rub. "Can you tell us, have you ever heard about any royal treasure? Do you know where it might be?" The horse shook his head. "I don't think so. I've never heard of any royal treasure. I suggest you start in the garden. Maybe it's buried somewhere." "Okay," said Lupo. "Let's go." Lupo raced off to the garden. He looked everywhere. He dug and he dug and he dug. It was a really hot day. Kitty wasn't going to go anywhere near the garden. It was far too hot. Lupo dug and dug and dug. He dug holes everywhere, but nothing. No treasure. With muddy paws, he came back into the palace. "Where now?" he said to Kitty. "What about asking the frogs in the bogs?" Lupo and Kitty raced upstairs to the frogs. They lived in the bathroom bogs. "Knock, knock, knock, knock. Come in," said the frogs. And there they were, bouncing in and out of the toilet. Bit smelly. "Do you know where the royal treasure is?" asked Lupo excitedly. "Oh, what treasure?" said the frogs. "We're having far too much fun jumping in and out of the royal bogs." "There's treasure hidden somewhere. We don't know where." "Look everywhere," said the frog. "Never seen any treasure," said the other frog. Lupo was stuck, and it was nearly tea time. He decided to go and find Herbert. "Come on, Kitty, let's go and find Herbert. Maybe he can help us." They ran back down to Herbert. It was afternoon tea, So Herbert was busy tucking into a delicious feast with his friend Bert. Bert only eats cupcakes. "We can't find the royal treasure. We've looked absolutely everywhere." Said Herbert. "Why don't you check upstairs? The Queen's bedroom. Maybe the portrait. Maybe it's behind the Queen's horse portrait. Maybe it's behind the Queen's throne room." Lupo and Kitty ran all over the house. They even went into the Queen's bedroom. But no, there was no treasure anywhere. It was getting late. Time for a bath. Lupo and Kitty went off to have their baths, and then, when it was time, Lupo climbed into bed with the princess. Kitty got in the other side. The princess was trying to sleep, but the two animals were determined to keep trying to think about where the treasure might be. Where can it be? Where can it be? Lupo drifted off into an uneasy sleep. You did, didn't you? He had a dream that he was on a pirate ship, sailing the seven seas. "Ta-da! I'm a pirate, sailing the seven seas!" He fell out of bed. Oops! Banged his head. Oops! Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me. He was determined to find the treasure. He felt like he was so close. The next morning, it was Kitty's birthday. Lupo had organised a special cupcake for her. They sat together and talked, whilst Kitty enjoyed her favourite pink cupcake. "Oh, this is delicious," said Kitty. "Absolutely yummy. Thank you so very, very much." "This gives me an idea," said Lupo. "We haven't checked the royal pantry. Maybe it's there. Maybe that's where the treasure is." Kitty was unconvinced, but she followed him very carefully. They went into the pantry. They went behind a cupboard, behind some tins at the back, old tins. There was a trapdoor. Carefully, they clawed their way through the trapdoor, and there, shining in the back of the room, was a great big chest. Said Lupo, "I think we found it. I think we found the treasure." Kitty was just as convinced. "I think you're right. This looks just like treasure." They opened the chest very carefully, and there inside was lots and lots of golden treasure. "This is amazing!" They had found the palace treasure. It had been missing for years. They ran and told the Queen. "Guess what? We found the treasure." The Queen was so happy she threw a great big party for them. And all the animals were invited. Clever, clever Lupo, on another adventure. Did you like that story? Was it good? What you can do now is why don't you try colouring in the pictures that I just showed you? There's also a jigsaw puzzle. Do you want to try that too? See how you get on. It's been nice to meet you.